Hey, Plant Pals, Mike the Cat Gardener, and it's my wife's birthday. I'm not saying what day or how old she is, or what day this is being filmed on. By the time you see it, it could be however old, as long as it takes me to upload it. So there you go. Um, but I am going to make her the meal she requested. Now she loved the spaghetti sauce that I made. We've had it twice already now. This will be the third time. Made from my garden, well, mostly from my garden materials now. You know, the things I grew, because I do. hmm, No, I don't have any onions left, so I'm using store bought onions, and I don't have any. Well, I do have some preserved garlic left, so I'll use that. And I have, of course, the tomatoes and the basil. So that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to make her, and I have all these bowls here because I'm going to make the spaghetti sauce for her. I'm going to make the spaghetti, of course, and she also requested homemade from scratch cornbread. So I'll be making that as well. So I've got all these measuring bowls. I will do the what's called mise en place, French, which means everything in its place. So I'm going to use all these bowls, a bunch of these little bowls, and get everything organized so that I can just put everything together. And I've got my mixer, got my cutting board. This is spaghetti squash for me because I'm not doing carbs this week. So I'm having spaghetti squash. She's gonna have, because my birthday is upcoming, so I'm saving the carbs for my birthday. Here's just a few of the tomatoes. I've got a whole other bag of big gallon bag of tomatoes in the refrigerator. She's gonna have spaghetti. I'm going to, use my Ninja blender, blend it up. So I will get started on because I'm going to use the whole cornmeal for her cornbread. Not whole, but it's, I like to let it sit for a while before I use it. It's kind of like pancake batter. If you let it sit for longer, it'll absorb more moisture and it'll be more tender. Instead of crumbly and dry cornbread, it'll be more of a moist cornbread. And I'm going to show you my spin on it. So that's what I'm going to get up to. So I'm going to first get the cornbread going, get the batter mixed up, and then I'll let the batter sit in the fridge while I make everything else. All right. I will take you through it. I will be back. All right, I'm back with the second part of, I got everything set up for the cornbread. I'm going to make it for my wife. This is 1 cup of flour. And a tip that I got from the Queen, Martha Stewart, is you don't have to, put that in the sink, you don't have to sift your flour with a sifter. You can use a colander like this, which makes it super fast and easy. But see the mess it's making? I mean, yeah, you do get the little teeny bit of these things. You want to avoid having these things in your, but I don't think it matters that much. But, yeah, see, look at that. Annoying. That's why I don't do it. What you can do is, what Martha Stewart says to do is just use a whisk. You just whisk through. And she's the queen, so if she knows how to do it, I'm going to follow her lead. This is the 2 cups of cornmeal. So I'm just going to sift. Instead of using a sifter, I'm just going to use my whisk. And just whisk these together. And according to Martha, that's good enough. And this is my brain is frozen. Oh, the the baking powder. Duh. And then I've got a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to go ahead and whisk these 2 together. Again, find your own recipe. Because I'm not going to, if somebody follows this exact recipe and they don't like it, this is the recipe I know and that I like and I love, that my wife likes. This is for her birthday, so this is how I'm going to make it. And I'm sure there are people who completely would not like that recipe at all. So let's move on to the wet ingredients. Oops, first I need to check the butter. That's the butter melting. It is not melted yet. It was in the freezer. So I bought extra. So I'm going to pause. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. The butter has melted. And while I have the melted butter, I have my glass pan here. And I'm going to brush. Put over it. I'm going to brush the inside with the silicone brush. I'm going to brush the inside with butter. Be right back. I'm going to finish that out. It'll take me a second, so I'm not even going to pause. So I got my hands full here. But again, you can use olive oil, you can use your, canola oil, whatever oil you're choosing, or you can use a spray. It doesn't matter. It's just anything to make sure that it doesn't stick. Sometimes it sticks anyway, but it doesn't matter. It's all good. Scrape the crumbs off the bottom. It's that good. All right. So there's my pan ready to go. So anyway, back onto the, as I was saying, onto the wet ingredients. I'm going to put 1 cup of milk. And I will move this bowl to the center so you can see it. I've got 2 eggs. I've got 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, just because it's normally I wouldn't add that, but it's a birthday, so I want it to be super rich and decadent. I mean, it's good, so why not? And the butter. Don't want to waste any. It's good stuff. All right. And we like jalapenos. This is from my garden. These are fresh chopped jalapenos. Some of the last ones of the outdoor growing season. So they're kind of wimpy, but still tasty. I put those in with the liquid. And to counteract the heat, even though they're not that hot, to counteract the heat, I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of honey. Now, she's a southern girl. She doesn't really care too much for sweet in her cornbread. She doesn't like sugar or anything in hers. I like mine like cake, basically, because I'm from the north. I'm a northerner. I like cakey cornbread. So we kind of split the difference. And the heat of the... Sorry about the noise. The heat from the jalapenos cuts, makes it so it's not sweet. So I'm gonna mix this up. Make sure the yolk. I should have beaten the eggs before hand. So I'm gonna grab a fork quick. Try not to make a mess, because I'm gonna be the one cleaning it up. Alright, I got my fork. Just gonna go ahead and I'm making a mess. I just want to make sure that that yolk is beaten up and the jalapenos are well spread throughout. Okay. Mix the wet into the dry. I think I'll start with the whisk at first. Some of the butter seized up a tiny bit, but it's fine. Doesn't hurt it. The butter melts in the batter. It'll add little buttery pockets of goodness, which is how you would make croissants. and puff pastry, things like that. All right, this batter is turning out lovely. Excellent. All right, don't want to overmix it. I'm not trying to activate any gluten or anything in it. In the flour, I don't want it to be too tight. And yes, I know there's egg in there, and you shouldn't lick the the thing, but I'm the chef. I need to taste it, and it's good. It's not as sweet as I would like it. It's not. There's no heat or anything from the jalapenos. But let me see here. I am going to put this in the refrigerator until I'm ready for it. Over there. And I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to clean up my mess. And I'm going to get started on the sauce first, or either squash or the sauce. I'm going to get the sauce going. All right, I will be back. All right, this is my blender, my Ninja blender that has garlic, chopped onions, parsley, basil, tomatoes, and I'm going to get that pureeing. I've shown this before, so I'm not going to bore you with the process. And I'll get the spaghetti sauce going in the pot, and that'll cook for a couple hours, and we'll be good to go. And I will be back later to show the finished blended sauce going into the pot, and then I'll show how I deal with my spaghetti squash. All right, I'll be back. All right, got the sauce all blended up, and I'm just gonna let it do its thing for a couple hours until it gets to the consistency that I like. And the olive oil you see in here will blend in, and it'll become a nice, delicious, luscious sauce. And then closer to the time that this is done, I will get the spaghetti going, and I will get the cornbread going. You know, it all has its time and place in the order of things. So I will be back for that. All right. All right, I am back. I'm going to deal with the spaghetti squash. I like to cut the ends off so that I have a nice, stable, flat base to work with. And I'll just cut it in half. I cut it in half. I scoop the seeds out. I'll show you that in a second. It's very simple. Got a grocery bag underneath the on the floor on the table here, so that oops, close this drawer. It's in my way. Anyway, so I'll cut it in half, seed it, get rid of the seeds. I've already saved seeds from another one, and I have like 100 seeds out of that thing. I don't know if I might not like them. It might not be a good variety or whatever when I grow it. And if I do grow it and I get a ton of seeds, I'll just save those because those will be acclimated to my garden. So I'm probably not going to bother saving the seeds from this because I already saved seeds, and I'll be posting a video from the last time I saved seeds. But we'll see. I haven't decided yet. But it's really simple to do. You just scoop out the seeds, put them in a cup of water, let the water sit for a couple days. The good seeds fall to the bottom. The bad goop rises to the top. It stinks. And you get rid of them. And then you dry out the seeds. Very simple. All right. I will be back for the next process, which should be the sauce is busy cooking down. That'll be a couple hours still. I just figured while I was in here, I might as well dispatch the spaghetti squash and show what I do with it, which is I will put it cut side down in this glass tray, and I'm just going to microwave it for usually about 15 minutes is good enough to where it's still got some al dente-ness to it, so it's more like a pasta and not crunchy, like coleslaw or anything, and it's not mush, which is gross, So what I do is I'll just check on it every so often. If I look at the skin here, and when I look through the micro window, and the skin starts getting really, you can tell it gets cooked, and then that's gross, and I don't like it. So I'll stop the microwave. So, when you're cooking, you got to pay attention. Just like in gardening, you got to pay attention. And look at the signs and let the food tell you what it wants to do. And you treat it good, it'll treat you good. All right, I'll be back for the next step, which is, I'm going to cut this in half and show you that. So I'll be back. All right, I can't really, my tripod doesn't want to really work in this corner here, so I'm just going to show you by hand that this is what the inside of it looks like. And there's all the seeds. I've got a spoon here. I'm just going to scrape them out. And then I will, like I said, I'll turn the cuts on. Some people oil it. I don't bother that. I just throw it in the microwave. It's good to me. Again, it's your stomach, your taste buds. You do what you want. I don't salt it. I don't do anything to it until it's, because the sauce I'm making is flavorful enough. But again, it's up to you. So I will scoop out the seeds, put a cut set on. I'll microwave it, and I'll show you what it looks like after it's microwaved and after I go to scoop it out. Which, actually, I should have cut it already, and it's fine. It's not going to hurt anything, because it's going to be hours before I'm going to make use of it anyway, so, it'll be fine. I'll stick it in the fridge until I'm ready for it. Alright, that's when you're chaotic, that's what happens. And you're trying to do a live cooking demonstration with just on the fly without, just, it came to my head to do, so, alright. Alright, I am back. I got distracted. The cornbread is finished cooking. The sauce is good to go. The sauce is ready to be eaten. It will be, there's a little bit of oil on here. I might drain off the top, but I actually don't mind it. Again, it's your belly. It's up to you. How you want yours. That's good to go. Spaghetti's good to go. And I'll be right back to show you the spaghetti squash. I nuked that too, so I'll be right back. Alright, here is the spaghetti squash. One's cooked. I'm going to, I took my tripod away. How am I going to do this? I got a paper towel here, and what I do is I hold it, and then I scrape the, so, be right back. I'll show halfway through so you can see it. So, as you can see, it turns into, basically, once you run a fork down it, it turns into spaghetti. It's got that spaghetti-like texture to it, and it's very tasty. I mean, it's kind of neutral, actually. So, when I put the sauce on it, it will taste pretty much the same as if I ate spaghetti. So I'm going to scrape this one out for my dinner now. I'm going to, right now it's very hot. I wonder if I can show it on this one too. Because it's kind of magical. When you scrape down with the fork, it just turns into a pile of spaghetti. This is why it's called spaghetti squash. It's really cool. And when I reheat it or whatever, I put a little olive oil and a little Parmesan cheese or a little butter and Parmesan cheese. It's delicious. And I hate vegetables. I'm a carnivore. I eat meat. My spaghetti sauce has meat. But yeah, so if you're a person who doesn't eat meat and you want to have spaghetti, I could have made the exact same sauce and just not had the meat. Had my spaghetti squash. And of course pasta is also, if it's not like egg rolls or anything, that's also vegan. So you could have, Meatless Monday, an easy meal. And while I'm here, I might as well show me cutting the cornbread. And I wasn't going to have a slice because I was waiting for my birthday to have carbs, but it's calling to me. Although it is my wife's style of cornbread. It's still warm, still steaming. See the little flecks of jalapeno in there? It's quite delicious. It just adds a, I don't know, it just tastes good. It has a really nice flavor to it. So let me give it a taste. Yeah, see, it's really good. But it's not my style cornbread because, like I said, I'm a northerner. I prefer a cakey style cornbread. My wife is a southerner. It's her birthday, so she gets her southern style cornbread. And this is also the type of cornbread I make for her that she turns into her Thanksgiving dinner cornbread stuffing. I mean, sorry, cornbread dressing. So he's gonna kill me because it's dressing, not stuffing. See, us Northerners, we take bread, bread croutons, and we make stuffing that we would normally put inside a turkey. Where Southerners make dressing that she would take this and mash it up with the juices from the roasted turkey, and add a little extra sage and some spices to it, and that's how she. And then she puts it in. Oh, it adds some eggs, mixes it up, and then puts it back in the oven and rebakes it, and that's how she makes her cornbread dressing. Honestly, I don't care for it. It's not. I don't even eat it. I don't like it. I like stuffing, but that's the cool thing about cooking and baking is you can if you learn how to prepare something for the person you love and they enjoy it, it brings you joy to make it for them. So yeah, this was my wife's birthday dinner that I made. She's got her style cornbread. I have my no carb spaghetti squash. Got the sauce boiling here. The longer I let it cook, bubble, the longer the better it tastes. But she and I are both hungry right now, and it's delicious as it is right now. So we'll eat some, and then just continue to let it simmering on the stove, and she's got her spaghetti. I will put Parmesan cheese on mine, because that's how I like mine. She does not like cheese on hers. So we work it out. All right. Hope that was entertaining. Thanks for watching. Any comments, questions, leave in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.